In previous class, we have learned business services and how that business services which may help a lot to all kinds of business and to conduct their business activity. Today in this class, we are going to learning next chapter, that is chapter number 5, emerging modes of business. Here we have to understand what is emerging modes. That means recent trends are new ways to conduct the business activity. From this chapter, you may expect up to 13 marks. How we can allocate these 13 marks? 1 marks question is 1, 2 marks question is 1, 4 marks question is 1, plus practical oriented question. This all you can expect for the final examination. Let us learn more about that emerging modes of business. Over the period of time, some changes has been occurred in the business. That all the changes we are learning in this chapter. Take it as an example, past and present. That means over a decides, that is, first we are following the barter system. After introducing the currency, like if you want to purchase any product, you are visiting to the shop, you are checking the quality of the product, you are paying the price for the product, you are getting that product to the home. But nowadays our recent trends, like if the customer, if they want to purchase any product, they are not going to visiting to the shop, they are using some online commerce website like Amazon or Flipkart. Through that they are going to purchasing the product. This is the recent trends in the business. Let us see that majorly we have that three changes or three strongest trends that are shaping the business. This you may expect for 1 marks in the final examination. We have the three strongest trend. First one, digitization or digitalization. Second one, outsourcing. And third changes we have internationalization and globalization. Let us understand what is digitization. It means the conversion of text, sound, images, videos or other content into series of ones and zeros that can be transmitted electronically. Digitization or digitalization means here we are using that internet plus electronic items, electronic gadgets. In previously, you can just see that the student, if they want to go for a college, they are taking a notebook and pen. But nowadays that has been changed. Instead of that, they are going to taking that the tab or mobile phone or laptop. See that what are the changes that we can call it as digitization. Or take it as a one more example. In previously, if you want to make any signature, you are using the pen. But now the electronic pen, instead of that electronic pen, you are going to using. And take it as a one more example, the biometric system. That means if the employee, if they want to put the signature in attendance, instead of that now they want to put a finger. With the help of that finger, the attendance will be taken. Understood? This is called digitization. Here in a normal or a formal meaning, they have given the conversion of text, sound, images, videos or other content into series of ones and zeros through the electronically. And second one, outsourcing. Out means outside, source means you have to depend. That is, you have to get something from the outside. It is called outsourcing. That means in business they have the different kinds of job. Take it as an example. In business we have that park or canteen or some job, that is lower jobs, that all the job or all the worker we are not recruiting directly. We are giving to that some other business, to some other contract. From that, they are going to appointing that kind of workers to that our business. It is called outsourcing. For example, security. The security we are not appointing directly. We are giving to that the 100 securities we want. That 100 securities we are not recruiting. Instead of that, we are giving to that someone, some other consultancies. The consultancies will going to appointing. They are going to giving the salary. The company directly, they are not paying the salary to the workers. They are paying the salary to the consultancies. Got it? It is called outsourcing. And next we have internationalization and globalization. The globalization means after that 1991, what are the changes? That mean the company, the business, they can offer the product throughout the world. It is called globalization. And next we have e-business. That means meaning of e-business. It refers to the conduct of industry, trade and commerce using the computer network. In simple, it is the new way to conducting of business activity. I already explained. E-business, it means you are going to conduct your industry and commerce activity through the computer network or with using the computer network. E-business and e-commerce is a totally different. That means the two word is totally different. That means the e-commerce, it is a part of e-business. In e-business, it includes raw material procurement or production or product development or human resources, and also buying and selling of goods and services through the internet. This all it includes e-business. E-commerce, it only focus on to sell the product through the using of internet. It is called e-commerce. Once again, I'll just repeat that e-business meaning. This you can expect for 1 marks question. It refers to conduct of industry and trade commerce using of computer network or using of internet. It is called e-business. Then what is e-commerce? Here, e-commerce refers to buying and selling of goods and services using the internet. You are not going for the shop. Instead of that, you are going to purchase the product through the using of some networks and also some applications. Like here, see that I have given the e-commerce websites like a Flipkart, Amazon, Snapdeal, Quikr, ShopClose, or Home Shop, eBay, Myntra, OLX. This all that example for the e-commerce. This also you may expect for 1 marks. And next we have, see this is the process how we can purchase the product through the using of internet. And next, scope of e-business. This you may expect for 4 marks in the examination. In scope of business, we have B2B, that is business to business commerce, B2C, that is business to customer commerce, and C2C, that is customer to customer commerce. Next, intra B commerce. Intra B means within the organization. Let us learn in detail the scope of e-business. This all that activity will conducting with using of internet only. They are not visiting. There is no face-to-face contact with anyone. Got it? Let us learn. First one, we have B2B commerce. That is B2B stand for business to business commerce. Here, both the parties involved in e-commerce transaction are business firm. Hence the name B2B, that is business to business. In this model or in this particular business to business, the two parties involved, that is here this transaction will happen for one business to the another business. For example, once that manufacturing or production over, they want to give a advertisement that one business will going to conducting to that another business here, advertisement agency. The advertisement agency, they are offering the services to provide or to prepare the advertisement. Got it? That means this e-commerce transaction will taken by one business to the another business. It is called business to business commerce. And next model or next scope, we have business to customer commerce, that is B2C. As the name implies, business to customer transaction have business firms at once and its customer on other end. Here simple you can understand, e-commerce transaction happen between the business and customer. Here business will offering the some product to the customer. The customer, if they want to purchase any product, the business will offer that some website. Through the website, the customer can order the product, they can place an product, they can purchase. It is called business to customer model. For example, online shopping. Here I have given a picture, you can just observe. First, the customer have to use that internet, that is they want to place an order through the using of internet. After that, they want to select a product. After they want to select the payment mode, that is cash on delivery or credit card or debit card or GPay or phone pay. After that, it takes some days or some time. After that, they will going to deliver of your product what you have given the address. Got it? It is called the online transaction. Like in this way, you have to follow the online procedure or online transaction through the e-commerce. It is called B2C model. And also you can write an example for B2C commerce like Amazon, Flipkart, etc. And next model we have intra B commerce. Intra B commerce is nothing but within that organization they are going to getting some information. In simple, forms internal process. That means, for example, in an organization we have the different department. Example, production department, finance department, marketing department, advertisement department. If suppose if they want to get production department, they want to get any information from financing department, they want to contact and they can get it. That means here you can observe within that organization one department will going to get some information or some help from the another department. It is called intra B commerce. And last model we have C2C commerce, that is consumer to consumer or else customer to customer. Here in this model, it is a very special model because the customer is offering the product and customer only purchasing the product. There is no involvement or there is no participation of any business. The best example, the OLX. In OLX, the product will be offered by one customer. It may be first handle or it may be second handle goods. If another customer, if they want to see that product, if they look that product in the website, they can immediately order that product and they can contact and they can purchase the product. It is called customer to customer. For a best example, the C2C model, we have Ola, Uber, eBay, OLX. These are the best example for the C2C commerce, that is customer to customer model. And in the next class I'll going to explain you differences between traditional commerce and e-commerce, that is e-business. And here that question, today's question, first question, which is the top one e-commerce website in the world? And second question, which is the topest e-commerce website to the Bangalore? You have to give an answer through the comment. Thank you. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನಲ್ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇರುವ ಒಂದೇ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ, ದೇವರು ಇದಾನ ಇಲ್ವಾ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಉತ್ತರನೇ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಕಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಯಿತು ಅಂತ ನೋಡೋಣ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸಲೂನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಸಲೂನಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಸಲೂನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಪೇಪರ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಓದ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದೇ ಥರ ಆ ಸಲೂನಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಸೀರಿಯಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೊಸೈಟಿಲಿ ಏನೇನು ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ನಡೀತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ದಿರ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಓದ್ತಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವನ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋರು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಖಾಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇವನು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಟವಲ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾನೆ. ಟವಲ್ ಹಾಕಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ. ಬಟ್ಟು ಇಲ್ಲಿರುವಂಥ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅವನ ಕಟ್ಟಿಂಗು ಬೇರೆ ಥರ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತಾನೋ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತಿರ್ತಾನೆ. ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಮುಗಿಯುತ್ತೆ. ಕಟಿಂಗ್ ಮುಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಆಗ ಅವನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹುಡುಗನ್ನ ಕಳಿಸಿ ನಾನು ಚೇಂಜನ್ನು ತರಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ರೀ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಇವನಿಗೆ ಪಾಪ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, ಅರ್ಜೆಂಟು. ಆವಾಗಲಿಂದ ತಲೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ಇವನು ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಏಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅವನು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಆರ್ಗ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ನನಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಈ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಸುಮ್ಮನಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಇವನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ತರೋದು ತುಂಬ ಲೇಟ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಸಲೂನ್ ಓನರು, ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ದೇವ್ರು ಇಲ್ವೇ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟ, ಬಡವ್ರಿಗೆ ಊಟ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಬರಗಾಲ, ಮಳೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ. ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ತಪ್ಪಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ದೇವ್ರು ಬರ್ಬೋದಲ್ವಾ, ದೇವರು ಇಲ್ವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ದಿರ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಬಂತು. ಚೇಂಜ್ ತಗೊಂಡು ಅಂಗಡಿಯಿಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ, ಭಿಕ್ಷುಕ, ತುಂಬ ದಿನದಿಂದ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿರಲ್ಲ. ಆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಜಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬ ಒಂಥರ ಗಂಟು ಕಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ. ತುಂಬ ಉದ್ದನೆಯ ಕೂದಲಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಗಂಟು ಕಟ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಮ್ಮಿಡಿಯೇಟಾಗಿ ಈ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಸಲೂನ್ ಓನರ್ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಲೂನ್ ಮಾಡೋರು, ಅಂದರೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋರು ಯಾರೂ ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಹಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ, ನಾನು ಇದನ್ನು ಒಪ್ಪಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ಬಾಪ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಲಿ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಆ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ನೋಡು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಜಡೆ, ಅಂದರೆ ಗಂಟು ಕಟ್ಟಿದೆ, ಕೂದಲೆಲ್ಲ ಜಡೆಯಾಗಿ ಮಾರ್ಪಾಡಾಗಿದೆ, ಅವನನ್ನು ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಮಾಡೋರು ಯಾರೂ ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಲೂನ್ ಓನರ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ನಾವು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಹುಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಈ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಲಪ್ಪ, ನೀನು ದೇವರ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಬೇಕು, ದೇವರಿಗೆ ನೀನು ಶರಣಾಗಬೇಕು, ಅಂದರೆ ದೇವರನ್ನು ಭಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ದೇವರು ನಿನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಒಲಿತಾನೆ. ಆಗ ಈ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಂಥ ಕಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಶಾಪ್ ಓನರು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಬೆಚ್ಚಮೊರೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾನೆ. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಆಯಿತು ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ನಂದೇ ತಪ್ಪು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಈ ಕಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಸಂಕಟ ಬಂದಾಗ, ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ದೇವರು ಅನ್ನೋದಲ್ಲ, ದೇವರನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪೂಜಿಸಬೇಕು. ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ದೇವರು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿನ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಡೌಟಾಗಿ ನೋಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಡೌಟಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲನೂ ಕೂಡ ಕೆಟ್ಟದಾಗಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿರಿ, ಹಾಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ನೀವು ಪ್ರಾಂಪ್ಟಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸದಲ್ಲೇ ದೇವರನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಬಸವಣ್ಣನವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ದುಡಿಮೆಯೇ ದೇವರು, ಕಾಯಕವೇ ಕೈಲಾಸ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಾಯಕವೇ ಕೈಲಾಸ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಈ ಕಥೆಯನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.